All right, welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us once again. I'm Megaslayer321A, and I will be hosting Ripper Phoenix, running Portal, all main categories, and we are supporting Royal Doctor's Flying Service. Please donate if you are able to. And Ripper, anything you would like to say about this category?
So all main categories is kind of a weird one. It's pretty much four categories combined into one. So you might have heard of glitchless. You might have heard about inbounds, out of bounds. We're doing them all today. We're doing all main categories of Portal. We'll get to some more of the differences about them later as we get into things. But we'll start with glitchless. We'll go to a category called inbounds no save load abuse later. After that, we're just going to do normal inbounds, and to finish it off, we'll do out of bounds. I think I'm good to get started, actually.
Fantastic. Just give me the countdown when you're ready to go.
Time will start in about 10 seconds. I'll count it down. Okay, 3, 2, 1, start. So if you're around for last ASM, glitchless was the category that I ran there. I'm gonna be starting with glitchless, and we'll get into some new stuff later. So just be a bit patient. The main movement in glitchless is bee hopping. So bee hopping side to side like this. You want to jump as soon as you hit the ground to stay in the air for as long as possible. Because when you're in the air, you can strafe. Strafing is simply just moving your mouse in the direction that you're moving, and you get more speed. Now there's a kind of a point on that, in which in Portal, your speed gets reset every time you touch the ground. Hence why we want to stay in the air and strafe as much as possible in between those hops. One more thing, saving and loading is allowed in every category of Portal, so long as you don't get any benefit from doing so, such as like a glitch. Of course, unless the category is inbounds or out of bounds, in which case we'll be doing many save glitches. Okay, so these first couple of chambers are pretty easy. We're just gonna solve them pretty much intended. Just trying to do it as fast as possible. They're pretty much just teaching the basic mechanics of the game, picking up cubes, placing them on buttons, and teaching you what portals do. Because who would have thought that in a game about portals, you'd go through portals? Big
Absolute
examples.
crazy.
It's weird, isn't it? Big examples here. You're meant to look around, kind of see yourself in reflections, and figure out that going through one portal will get you to a different room. Okay, we're just gonna place this cube on the button, and we'll soon get into things. Okay, as you can see, I'm just trying to jump every second I can, and stay in the air for as long as possible. We've got a little bit of waiting time, so if you have any plugs, any donations, feel free to go
No
on.
donations at the moment, but some things to plug. Coming up next, we have the Final Fantasy VII run, which is going to be a long one, and we have a few name bid wars still going on for that, as far as I'm aware. Cloud, who has Clown as the lead of $11.23. Tifa sitting with Beefa at $22.73, and Sid sitting at Sid spelt with an S instead of a C at $11.23.
Awesome. Get on it, everyone. So this is the first chamber where we get access to our portal gun. And I said one of our main forms of movement was walking. Obviously, portaling across the room will be our second main form of movement. If you can portal, you usually want to portal, because obviously teleporting through just space will be way faster than just jumping across. So that's what we'll do. These next couple of tests are just warming us up to the portal gun. Just gonna shoot across and get into the elevators as soon as possible. This next test coming up, so far we've put cubes on buttons, we've shot portals to get across. Who would have thought that they'd combine the two into one puzzle? We have to use your portals to grab a cube to put on a button. So someone's going to peek through and grab the cube as it falls, just to save a little bit of time. And we're just going to portal across. This next chamber coming up, chamber 5. This is the first time I'm going to opt to do a cube throw. You can do a cube throw earlier in the very first level, but it's kind of not marathon safe, so I decided not to do so. It's a high reset trick. This one though is a bit more safe. Whoop, And we can save anyway, so if worst comes to worst, I can always do that. We can just shoot through the door, and we're to the end. And another way in time in which you can just mess around, incinerate all the objects you want, do whatever you want really. Okay. Coming up will be the first instance of an orb puzzle. We don't like orb puzzles in speedruns. They're kind of slow, so we try to avoid them. There'll be only one orb puzzle that we ever solve in any of the categories, and that'll be later on, in Glitchless though. Whoop, I messed up that strafe. We're just going to jump through this portal, replacing a blue portal up there. You can kind of just skip that whole puzzle, just by... You can even just walk into it and crouch on the way down. You don't have to jump through like I did. It's a fairly easy one to do. If you want to try it out, go ahead. Here I'm just lining up a shot, because we're going to abuse some velocity, some momentum, to get past this chamber. Let's get shoot up there and skip that orb puzzle. Yeah. So far it's been a bit slow. It'll warm up a bit. It's just how it goes. The portal's trying to teach us basic mechanics, and we can't really do much at the moment.
So one of the things I really like about this game, it really, in the beginning it holds your hand before basically throwing it away.
Yeah. As you might notice, that's kind of a cool skip there. There's kind of a collision that you can jump on at the top left of that chamber. You can just jump on it and strafe to the end, and you skip the whole puzzle. Yes, one more thing I should note is portal speedruns do allow the use of custom textures. I've pinkified my game, as you might see. So yeah, it's not a modded version of the game. I've just swapped out textures. That's it. I am using an older version of the game though. It would be better for later categories.
Do I have a moment to get out some donations?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, we have $1.37 from Leah Deer saying, "Hi Rippy, I don't have quite much to donate right now, but I wanted to push us over 2,800, :P, and we thank you for that. Whatever you can give is appreciated." And we also have $10 from Zooch saying, "Hey Rippy, just looked at your speedrun.com profile and can't help but notice that you're the top 10 in all categories of this game. Would love to be good at one of them someday. So to be good at all of them is crazy to me. You're an inspiration to us all, and good luck."
Just to everyone out there, Zooch is a ex-world record holder of Glitchless, so it's kind of playing it up. As you saw, we kind of skipped that whole puzzle just by pulling across. I just made a mistake, so I'm reloading that save. But we have access to our second portal gun. Now we have two portals, we can kind of control where we move a lot easier. We're not confined to always going to one spot. We can shoot wherever we want. But that will come into effect later on. There's still a lot of places where we cannot shoot portals in these levels, so can't really skip much. I'm going to attempt to skip the middle platform. I messed up the strafe a little bit. That's only a minor time loss. I just need to look at these two things to trigger them early. I'm going to go for a low fling, cool. And let's hope I hit this cube throw. Ow. Oh, I did hit it. Ideally, I'd be able to hit that and go through this door straight away. But I honestly doubted that cube throw. This shows that you should believe in yourself. There's a short time save coming up at the start of this chamber, just by using portals to skip the walking distance. It's not really much. But you can kind of skip a whole cube in this level, as long as you... whoops, ow. Just gonna grab that. Stand on the other button, and you can just jump through. I didn't quite look at it there and show it off, but there's actually another cube that you're meant to use to solve that puzzle. But for some reason you can shoot portals to the end of the level and just skip grabbing that cube completely. Similar to 7, we're going to try and use some momentum to get past. I failed at it, that's alright. There's a really easy backup where you just go like this. Usually 14 is this really long and wide puzzle. You have to solve an orb catcher, you have to go grab a cube, but you don't even see any of it in any of our speedruns. Okay, this one here, actually, I need to try and do it slightly fast, because there's a cycle we need to hit. But so long as you hit this first cycle, you have a little bit of breathing room. I said we were going to solve one orb catcher, and that is the orb. Hopefully we solve no more if everything goes to plan. But we can just go across like this, and we're at the end. The thing where you stand in between two portals, it's an intended mechanic, because there needs to be like ground in between two. It's called a portal stand, and you'll see more of them coming up later. But yeah. We have a little bit more waiting time. If there's anything else you'd like to plug out?
Yeah, I can just let us know about 2 more donations we got. $11.55 from Pass. Rippy, you are the poggiest. And $27.52 from Cow. Oh my gosh, is that the Ripper Phoenix? Good luck with this run. Sorry, good luck with the runs.
Well, thank you so much, Passing Cal. And thanks, Leah and Zooch, before. Whoop. Ow. We'll just go for the backup. So this one is the first chamber where you see turrets. Instead of just giving you one turret at a time, you're just thrown in a level with more than 10 turrets. Just need to figure it out yourself. That's alright. We got to the end. We only died once. And luckily in speedruns the portal, that quick save button is really your best friend, so you just mash it a lot. Talking about best friends though.
Sorry, go ahead.
Our best friend, the companion cube's here.
Ooh.
So we're gonna hug this companion cube tight. This companion cube's gonna block orbs for us. And hopefully that doesn't happen. I'm just gonna let the orb go fast. There we go. Hopefully we can keep our best friends to the very end, because we really like to see our best friends around, don't we? We're gonna grab another friend. We need the help of this camera just to make a little bit of a stack. Gonna place it down, jump up on it, and yeah, we skipped 3 puzzles by doing that.
You did it. The weighted
unfortunately, the thing about Portal is sometimes you need to burn your best friends. It's not a really healthy friendship. I'm so sorry, Companion Cube. I swear if in another life I can figure out a way to save you, I will. But this is not life. I'm so sorry. So there's a relatively new strat in this chamber called overhead strafes. I'm going to attempt to do them. I might fail them. Okay, I got the first one. Basically, as you're falling down, you need to strafe pretty hard. It's not the easiest one to hit, but second one... Oh, I got them both. Cool. Okay, we use the camera just like in 17, but this time we're blocking the door. And now we're just going to fling across. I'm going to attempt to close the portal as I go through the same portal, and that will get us a little bit more height. This is an intended mechanic. Whoa. Almost died there. This is an intended mechanic to stop you from getting stuck as portals close. It is kind of contested in the community about whether or not it should be considered a glitch, but the majority said it wasn't, so that's the rule set we run with. Okay, 19. This is the final chamber level before we get to the escapes, and you're gonna see a lot of these portal peaks. Now, portals have travel time, which means we can put our head through, shoot a portal, and peek back through. Whoa, please make it. Thank you. That means we can just stand in safety and just shoot a bunch of portals and skip waiting for that long elevator ride to go around the whole thing. We're just jumping in a pipe because we're apparently now a cube. Our punishment for burning the companion cube was turning us into a cube. And we're just going to fall to the end. There is one more kind of precise shot coming up. Hopefully I get it fast. You just want to stand around here and hit that one. Oh. Okay, and now we're officially escaping. That's just more portals and movement, so if you have anything else to say, now's probably a good time as well.
Just remind everyone that we are Oz Speedruns and we are supporting the Royal Flying Doctor Service, a group that helps people living, traveling, and working out in the remote and rural areas of Australia getting the assistance and medical needs they need. And that's about it for now. I did just want to say earlier that I was playing this a couple days ago, and on that level with the turrets, I threw one of the turrets to the side, and instead of falling on the side, it spun around and landed on its legs and killed me.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. And sometimes when they're just like tilted, they can still shoot. They don't actually like properly like die per se, but that's how things go. So this trick here is probably one of the hardest in glitchless. It's called Flippy Skippy Skip. That's actually short for a much longer name. Thankfully I got it. You need to shoot 2 portals while falling down, which can be very tight. But basically you want to save that turret, because this rocket turret that's shooting right now takes forever to lock on. So we use that turret that we saved to just shoot through those glass panels and avoid that waiting time. Now we're coming up to the final map of the game. However, this won't be the final map of the run, because we still need to go through the game 3 more times. But we're just gonna do a big strafe there, which will help us skip the middle section of the puzzle, and we're just gonna portal across, because as I said before, portaling is way faster than walking. Here's the big scary robot that's been taunting us this whole game. So let's get some revenge. Okay, just need to listen to an audio cue. Cool. Hopefully that works. And we just dunk the purple core. It just saves the travel time. Normally you'd put a portal below and a portal up on the roof, but if you just grab the portal and dunk it in, it just goes a little bit faster. Okay, I've got time to kill because we've got a long dialogue, so I'm just going to fling around. If you have anything to add, please feel free to.
Just remind people about some of the incentives coming up. So as I said, we have the Final Fantasy VII ones coming up after the Portal run, but beyond that we have Deus Ex Mankind Divided for game language, French versus English. French is currently in the lead with $11.17. We also have a goal to reach for Celeste, the Moonberry goal. It is Sorry, I need to just expand the size of my screen here so I can probably read this. It is it has $272 left of the $300 that need to reach it. I would very much like to see that, so if we could start working on that.
Yeah, the Moonberry is really cool in Celeste. It's at the end of Farewell, the DLC. It's like a really cool room to see. Okay, so we're coming up to the end of Glitchless. We just incinerated every core one at a time. This will be the only time we do it one at a time. And that's the end of Glitchless. So coming up is Inbound's no save load abuse, or no SLA, no SLA for short. Straight away you'll see a couple of differences. It's very similar to Glitchless in a lot of aspects earlier on, except you've got access to some movement glitches. So as I said before, as you hit the ground when you're jumping, your speed gets reset. And Valve did this to patch out B-hopping of earlier games, which was when you jump again and keep strafing, you'd keep your speed. Now the way they did this was by adding negative velocity. And turns out, if you're going backwards already, and you add negative velocity, you go even faster backwards. So you'll see a lot of backwards movement. It's kind of like the bread and butter of this category. No SLA is actually so movement focused, and it's probably one of the harder ones to get a really, really good time in. But we're here to do our best, and we'll try to do so. Okay, so you might see that I'm going way faster going backwards, if I can avoid hitting doors. But after we put this cube on, It's going to jump into the elevator like so. If you have tick perfect hops and add strafes to it, you'll get more speed, but you don't have to be completely perfect to get an accelerated backwards hop, which is what we call that, or ABH for short. But it definitely helps out. Just like Glitchless, we're gonna have to wait for these portals. There will be a shortening of this later on, but that's a bit of a spoiler. And we're just gonna put this cube on the button. Gonna wait for an audio cue. Oh, it's a little bit of lag, and ABH into the elevator. Now, you've seen me go backwards, like and getting a speed. There actually is a way to go forwards. Turns out if you tap S, the game thinks you're kind of going backwards, and you can gain speed going forwards like that. But you need to tap S right as you hit the ground on the first hop, and then once you get past an initial velocity, you can just hold S after that. These two movement options, an accelerated backwards hop and an accelerated forwards hop, ABH and AFH for short, they're the two kind of like bread and butter of this category. You won't see many like cases of AFHing until later, but when you see them, they'll be pretty obvious. These chambers are very similar to Glitchless still, but once we get the dual portal gun, things will be spiced up a little bit more. Because even though it's no save load abuse, there are still other glitches we have access to. I won't spoil them, we'll wait until we get to them. Okay, so coming up is 4 and 5. Now last time I peeked through my portal and I grabbed the cube as it was falling. In no SLA, it's actually faster to just kind of like jump down there, grab the cube on the button yourself, and then ABH all the way to the end, rather than peek. You just gain more speed the further you ABH, so you want to try and get there as fast as you can. I'm going to add 2 more ABHs here, and then we're going to do the cube throws again. I swear it'll get different. We just need to hold on for a bit. Ooh, I missed my shot. Ow. Good thing we have saves.
As part of a required test protocol,
there is a new strat where you can save this camera into the next level. It came out like a week or 2 ago, so I didn't want to practice it. And it's very inconsistent. But it looks really cool, so if you ever want to check it out, I highly recommend it. Okay. So hopefully on this one we beat the orb cycle. We don't want to die to the orb. It gets kind of close sometimes. Okay, we're good. Didn't quite get the cycle I wanted. I was a little bit slower, but it's very minimal. Okay, but this one here, 07, is the first time you'll see an accelerated forward hop. It won't be at the start. It's going to be like for a brief second, right as we go into the elevator. But you'll see how we gain speed. And bam, speed into the elevator. Coming up is actually one of my most dreaded tricks. I'm very inconsistent at it, but I'll try and get it. We call it ABH over goo, because you can skip this entire puzzle just for ABHing. I missed it and fell into the goo. I'll give it 2 more attempts now. Nah, 1 more. Ah, well. Okay, we're gonna solve it normal. I'll come back and I'll try it out in the other 2 categories, because this is one chamber that is actually pretty much the exact same between inbounds no SLA, inbounds, and out of bounds. If you can go fast at the end of a chamber inbounds, you might as well do it, rather than just going out of bounds and going back inbounds. Okay, first major difference from Glitchless is that this trick, shooting under the door like that, is allowed. It might be considered a map glitch, but it's banned in Glitchless, allowed in no SLA. You can just go underneath the bottom of the portal, through to the orange portal, and back into the top. which allows you to just skip getting the cube, skip placing the cube on the button.
Hello again.
That'll be all good.
To reiterate,
A few more instances of that AFH. Ooh.
you appear to understand
You just
how
skip the whole middle room by doing so.
forward momentum
Then, like in Glitchless, we're just gonna skip this middle platform and AFH to the end. Okay, finally we're getting to some big differences. So, Portal's weird in the fact that if you stand on the very edge of your portal, the game thinks you're you're at the other portal. This might not make much sense, but we're gonna grab this portal gun, we're gonna shoot back here, we're gonna do some precise shots, and we're actually shooting from the other portal, which allows us to skip that whole middle chamber. That's called an edge glitch, because you stand on the edge of the portal and you shoot. And it will be kind of the basis of a later on glitch for this normal inbounds category, called the save glitch. We'll get into that a bit more later. Yeah, after that we just throw the cube onto the button and we're all good. Only minor differences here as well is that we can do what's called a super throw. Basically, if you press the use key and the throw key at the same time, you just get a little bit more distance and speed. It just saves you flinging the cube up and waiting for like the drop distance, rather than you might as well just throw it straight if you can, if it goes faster. Okay, I got my revenge. I actually didn't fail that trick. That one there, as I said before, ideally you just skip the whole thing by abusing the velocity you keep, the momentum, and you just go straight to the end. Okay, this is a weird one, because doing a kind of a precise thing, like exact thing, our camera is now actually lower than where our game thought our body was. So, it allows us to just kind of shoot through the roof there. It's kind of a weird thing. I'm just going to strafe over that. And, whoa, finish the level. Whoa, I just had a bit of lag. Ow. Good thing there's a backup there where you can just shoot on the roof, shoot on the floor, and just fling yourself to the end. Don't have to solve that orb catcher puzzle at all. This is a really good one, a really good skip. Okay, another new glitch coming up is called a portal bump, and this will be used a lot. Basically, the game tries to find the next place closest you can shoot a portal. If that's through a wall, it's through a wall. But that one there, specifically, you need to have a portal in the first place, so the game tries to bump the portal when you shoot on top of the other portal to the next available space, which just happens to be through the wall. So, coming up, we get to see our best friend one more time. Our best friend, the companion cube. Now, it's been a while. As always with your friends, if it's been a while and so long as like COVID's not a thing, you need to give them a good hug. So I'm gonna grab it, and we don't want to let go for a bit. It's gonna AFH down this hallway, and again, getting hit by the orb. Ah well. Just unlucky today, I guess. And we're gonna do another portal bump just underneath here. That's a really easy one to see, how it just goes through the edge. But unfortunately, I cannot think of any way to save our friends. I'm sorry, Companion Cube, your sacrifice will not be forgotten. I swear, next time I'll figure out a way. I promise you. But it just wasn't the day today. Okay, this is another instance of edge glitching. You kind of can't see where these ones go, but these portals kind of end up later in the level, and we just teleport when that one lands. It's actually really cool. You can skip getting the camera stuck in the door by doing so. Just do it. Oh, actually hit it. Cool. Yeah. Now we're doing this the intended way. If you have anything else to say, we've got some waiting time. We just need to wait for the dialogue.
I'd just like to read a donation from this strange person called Megaslayer321A, who says, "Let's get that moonberry, and good luck, Rippy."
Electrical safety seminar.
Thank you very much. Okay. Probably one of the more weird glitches you'll see in a portal run of any sort is an angle glitch. Now this one here is a large angle glitch. If you shoot a portal on a slanted surface like that, and go through it in a very precise way, you just get teleported to the other side of the map. It's very complicated. A lot of people, even if you have half understand it, you probably don't really understand it. I'm gonna try and do it again. And cool, that actually worked. That second one is super precise and really easy to land out of bounds with. But as I said before, we've got quick saves, so if the worst comes to the worst, we just load a save and attempt it again. Just gonna shoot up there, do a portal stand here just because it's slightly faster. I did try and attempt another strategy, but I missed it. Whoa. I have no idea why my game's lagging like this, but we'll put up with it. So we just do what we can. We optimize our movement as much as we can to go as fast as we can. Yeah, this one... After this category, the game will change a lot. Some maps will still be similar. Whoop. I don't know what I was just doing there. Sorry, I was getting ahead of myself. That's a preview for later. Bam, sorry. I'm back. So, we're gonna save this turret again. Or not. That's not the worst. It's actually kind of a cool thing. I can show off more angle glitches. So we just portal bump underneath here. This is actually the backup. Portal bump underneath, and there's a slanted surface right there. So by walking through the bottom of that portal, we just get teleported to the other side of the glass. You can also shoot right here and use the portal collision physics to kind of just clip through that piece of glass, which is super cool. Okay. And we're entering the last level of inbounds near SLA, in which we have to do another angle glitch. Except this angle glitch is way more precise than the other one. There's only a few ticks in which it works, so I might fail it a couple of times. And even if it does work, it might not properly work. Okay, we're good. That one actually probably works. These ones are called acute angle glitches, just because of the angle of which you do them. But we want to save this turret and bring it into the GLaDOS room. Because if the turret hits GLaDOS, GLaDOS is the big robot thing, it can knock off the cores for us. There we go. Bam. Ooh, I'm just cycling. So by just getting all the cores off at once, we don't have to go through the long fight, in which you have to get the rocket turret to hit GLaDOS every single time. And just there I did an edge glitch to put a portal underneath the incinerator, just so these instantly burn. That was Inbound's no save load abuse. And now the real crazy glitches started happening. So now that we're allowed to save and load to get glitches, it's kind of a weird thing that happens. If you're in an edge glitch state when you save load, the game thinks your body is different to where your camera is. So there'll be a lot of times where I'm just shooting at what seems to be a random wall, but I'm actually in a different location to where the camera is. It's a really weird one to explain, but we should be able to see it. Basically, you start off in an edge glitch state, so when you save load on the edge of a portal, the game thinks you're at the other portal, and when you move away from the other portal. It's really, really weird. However, that won't be the first glitch we do. The first glitch will be in 01, that's different to inbounds near SLA. It involves saving and loading, but it's not technically a save glitch. I could do that glitch here, but it's actually slower RTA. Portal uses game time usually, which removes loads, which is kind of busted in categories that involve saving and loading. But you know, it's to balance the competition, so it makes sense. Okay, so first goal here is to get this radio. We're gonna step on this and save load on the edge. I just need to do a couple of save loads because I save loaded a bit too high. And now the game actually thinks we're still in the button. You need to save load at a tick perfect, which is kind of like a frame, but bound to the engine. A tick perfect rate in which the radio pushes you off the button in like the tick that you step off, and so the game still thinks you're there. Waiting time, so if you have anything to say, good time.
I would just like to remind everyone that we are Oz Speedruns, a group who does speedrun events to raise money for charity. For this event, we're raising money for Royal Flying Doctor Service, who provide emergency medical and primary healthcare services to anyone who lives, works, and travels in rural and remote Australia. If you'd like to donate, you can go to donate.ozspeedruns.com or follow the link I'm about to put in chat.
Okay, so our first instance of a save glitch is right here. Now, looks like we're shooting at nothing, but we just skipped the whole elevator ride into Chamber 3. Elevator rides are usually about 13 seconds, so that's a fair bit of time saved. 04 is another one, and this actually demonstrates a different property of save glitches, in which you lose collision with certain objects, certain map entities. So we're gonna get a save glitch here. And after save glitch, we can just walk through that door. The door doesn't exist to us. Maybe we're a ghost, but who knows? We'll do that again coming up in 05. Just because getting these cubes on the buttons is kind of slow. I just need to put a portal down there to make sure save glitch activates, and now we're here. I'm going to attempt a trick that saves barely any time. We'll see how it goes. Okay, first part of it done. Basically, I want to shoot, and when I shoot and my blue portal lands, we get the save glitch state again. Okay, cool, I think I got it. And that save glitch state allows us to lose our collision and go through just the edge of the elevator, and allows us to start the level in front of the elevator, which, while it doesn't seem like much, in the first second of the level, the elevator doors need to open, and you're not ABHing to gain speed. So it's just a minor time save, but it's a speed run. We want to take every time save we can get. Okay, it's my chance to get revenge on ABH Overview. Let's hope I can get it within 3 tries this time. This trick, under pressure situations, isn't the best, but we'll see how we go. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Yeah, that was my attempt number 1. Attempt number 2 got it. Woo. So, attempt number 2 would pretty much save no time. It wouldn't really lose any to doing it the other way. But still, it's kind of sad that I didn't save time. Okay. A weird property of Portal is when you save load and your portal's traveling, it kind of just delays the landing shot. You'll see this right now. I'm through the portal, and now the portal's in a different location. Oop, I just messed that up. Which allows us to actually activate this elevator in a different order. Which allows us to get in the elevator with the door open. What this does is allows me to just jump out of this straight away, kind of like I did in 7. Okay. Almost had a door launch. The trick I was trying to go for there is one that if you have enough speed, you can actually ramp off the edge of the door, like the door frame, and you just skip that whole thing in the middle. Unfortunately, I've missed both my chances for it, so sorry about that, guys. Okay, 11. 11 was where it got crazy for inbounds no SLA, and it's kind of where it gets crazy for inbounds as well. We're gonna keep a portal in the first room, so we can use this wall here to save glitch. So we're gonna get into an edge glitch state first. We're gonna save load, and now we're just shooting at what seems to be random, but is actually kind of a a lineup that we've got. Whoop, yeah, I open these doors. And we just skip that whole level. If you remember from previous runs, I had to do the whole cube throw, I had to do the fling. Inbounds, you skip all that with a save glitch. It's really cool. Talking about save glitches, here's another one. This one's a bit weird. Hopefully I can get it. Cool. Just shoot like this, and we're in the final room already. It's weird. It's very hard to explain without proper tools, and those tools aren't allowed in speedruns. So I'm sorry, but you're gonna have to make do with my explanations here. Oh, I didn't think I'd make that, but we did. Cool. 14. This is the last time you'll be seeing 14 done this way. So, cool. 15 is actually a really long save glitch in some aspects. It's got a lot of moving parts to it. Let's see if I can get it first try. So we save glitch like this. And we shoot, and just keep shooting as fast as we can. We don't want to waste any time. Shoot a portal there. Ooh. And now we're just going to fling up to the end. If you remember the inbounds no SLA, we had to clip through the roof for a section. We had to do the fling. That skips all that, which is really, really cool. However, coming up is probably my second most dreaded trick of the run. This trick spans over the course of 3 chambers. It's one long trick, and we call this one turretless. Basically, this save glitch that we're gonna get right now. Oh, now attempt number 2. Attempt number 3 because the turret hit me. Okay, that should work. This save glitch here, we're gonna take into the next level. To do that, we need to shoot a portal in the bottom of the elevator here. The bottom of the elevator loads into the next level, so by shooting a portal in the bottom right below us, we get save glitch into this level. Now, I've hurt my best friend, the companion cube, way too many times. I can't even look at the companion cube anymore. This save load might seem like I'm doing nothing right now, but I'm delaying this portal landing, which is going to be very, very important, because as soon as this portal lands, we lose collision with everything around us. Whoop, just like that. So we're going to load that save again. And because we lost collision, we can just jump through that glass. It's a really cool trick. It's a super hard one to get though, because of this. Oh, I messed up. This one you have to pretty much jump and shoot at the same time, and then land in the fizzler. Now by landing in the fizzler, it makes it so that save glitch state no longer applies to you. Which allows you to stand on ground again instead of fall through the map. Okay, because we had save glitch through from the last map, we can just start shooting random portals again. Well, seemingly random portals. And we're at the end. We skipped the whole flings, we skipped the camera in the door. Yeah, that was pretty cool. A little bit more downtime if you have anything to add.
We have one donation from It's Lexi saying, as a Portal and Celeste speedrunner, had to make sure I supported 2 amazing runners, Ripper Phoenix and Yuki Layla, and get us even closer to that Celeste Moonberry incentive. Love you, Rippy, sending you all the Flexi vibes.
Thanks so much, Lexi. So this one here is going to be the same as what we did in No SLA. I put the portal on the roof, but wrong. Let me just try that again. Bam. Aha, I'm doing it wrong. Just bear with me 1 second. That's the line I wanted. Okay. Except we can do a save glitch, which kind of minimizes just a little bit of movement. So we save load on this. We shoot down twice. And now we're already at the second acute angle glitch. No, large angle glitch, my bad. That time I got sent out of bounds, which shows just how precise the second shot needs to be. But luckily I got it second try, which is way better than what I was expecting for the run, to be completely honest. So I'm really happy with that one. Okay. These escapes are a lot different to glitchless and no SLA. I'm just trying to get a precise shot here. That shot needs to be as low as possible to make these next shots work. I'm gonna go for an angle setup here. And we're near the end of the level already. Again, I know it looks like I'm shooting at nothing, but I've got lineups memorized. It's just something that's kind of like the thing about inbounds, these save glitches. You'll never quite know where you're shooting them, but you can learn. Here's another save glitch which skips using the turret to break down the glass. These shots, and the movement seems kind of random, but I am trying to get to the end. And we're up to the final fight again. For the second last time. Surprisingly, inbounds and inbounds no SLA, the final map is the exact same. There's not really a faster way to do this with a save glitch because the map is so big. So you just use these angle glitches to get the turret through.
Well, you found me. Congratulations.
I'm gonna hit GLaDOS again, get the cores off,
The only thing you've managed to break so far is my heart.
and then we're gonna burn them all.
Settle for that, and we'll just call it a day.
Once again, I don't know if I explained it properly last time. This one here is an edge glitch.
You chose this map. Now I have a
Whoop.
surprise for you.
And this shot here actually lands underneath that incinerator. Because it lands underneath, these cores just kind of burn straight away. Oh, I missed that core. But this area here is still technically inbounds because we can move around. What that means I'll kind of get to in a second, but that would not invalidate the run if you do go into that area. Okay, we're up to the final run of this, the final category of this category extravaganza. We're up to out of bounds. Out of bounds, anything applies. You can do save glitches, your camera can go out of bounds, your portals can go out of bounds. It's a weird one. But this also brings me to my most dreaded trick, which is going to be this very first one. Because you can get save glitches off of just normal portals like this. You don't need to have the portal gun. It's kind of the same idea of getting a button save glitch, which we did in 0-1, in which you use a radio to push yourself out of a portal. The same tick, that like with a specific tick save load. The reason why we do this is because there's a separate physics bubble that calculates portals to what is normal. So we want the game to still think we're in the portal bubble, as what we call it. So I'm just going to save load a bunch of times here, just because I don't want to fail this first part of it, because the second part is going to be even worse. Okay, let's hope that's good enough. We just need to get the camera out, which we do that just like this. Come on, camera, don't be mean. Okay, well, attempt number 2. Okay, we got save glitch. That's step number 1. And now we're going to try and ramp off this. Cool, we got it. Move back a bit more. So, I just flew to the end of the level by using a radio as kind of like a ramp. That's a really hard trick to do, and it's really inconsistent. The reason why it's part of the run is because it's at the start of the run, and resetting isn't so bad at the start. But it saves like 40 seconds, so it's kind of unavoidable. And there's even like other tricks you can do in even an older version of this game, which saves even more time. So coming up, we get access to this portal gun here. This blue portal gun. Might not seem powerful, but we'll make the most out of it. We're gonna go out of bounds pretty much straight away. You'll see how. First we're gonna get a save glitch, which changes our physics properties. I'm gonna shoot down there so we can walk out of bounds. And then I do a special trick called a PQR, which stands for Portal Quick Re-Entry. Kind of a weird mechanic about portals is when they close, and if you're out of bounds on one portal, whoops, you just get put in bounds. It's kind of cool. It's how Oob works. Oob being out of bounds. But yeah, it's really cool. With these ones, we can just save glitch and shoot to the ends. We have to hit that dialogue first, because nothing happens without that dialogue being activated. And now I'm lining up a really specific shot. Definitely a high skill ceiling lining up a pixel perfect shot, pretty much. But sarcasm aside, it's fast, so we do it. Okay, let's hope I don't move my mouse, and this should be good. Okay, we got it. So by getting that shot, we skip right to the end of Chamber 7, and we're done with with those 2 levels. You go from the start of 6 to the very end of 7. Fizzlers also destroy your portals, so they kind of act the same as doing a portal quick re-entry. Okay, it's my last try, last 2 tries to get Overgoo. ABH Overgoo, thank you. Okay, I got it twice, which isn't actually too bad. Yeah, again, you just want to use velocity to just skip that whole chamber. That's the fastest way of doing so. This next one is very similar to inbounds, except there's one more extra shot we want to make. And this will allow us to get a save glitch into the next level. As I said before, if you shoot underneath elevators, the portal can go through to the next level, which is what we want. This should hopefully be a better visualization of it if I do it right. I'm a bit slow. This might not work out. Okay, so we're going to shoot there, which makes us lose collision. And now we need to shoot the portal at the very top. That should keep save glitch into this level, and as soon as the orange portal opens, we don't have collision with that wall. It's a bit high. Okay. So right now, I'm getting on top of the map, because 10 is weird. The developers actually left a change level trigger in. I need to hit this right. So what that happened is, like, if we just jump straight into it at the right time, the level just instantly changes. Cool, we did it. Now we start this level completely out of bounds, and we didn't have to wait for an elevator wait time, which is the bigger plus. This strategy here I'm doing is called Under Elevator 2. That implies the existence of an Under Elevator 1, which is actually a lot easier of a trick to pull off, especially in a marathon run. But Under Elevator 1 doesn't look as cool, so I've opted to go with this one. We see a save load as we hit the Fizzler, just so we can shoot those 2 portals, which carries save glitch into this level. Whoop. So we can then shoot underneath this elevator, which is where the strategy gets its name. I'm sorry. This glitch is a little bit hard. And then we go back in. Whoop. Ideally, we want to get the save glitch into the next level again from this level. So we jump like this, we save load at a specific time, and we shoot these 2 portals. This is going to be kind of the bread and butter of these levels. It's only an option to us now, because we needed the dual portal gun. We need to have both portals to be able to do this. And yeah. Again, the aim of this is just to get within the trigger, because the level only changes if you're within a certain radius of the elevator. Whoop, missed my timing there. But hopefully this looks kind of cool. In my opinion, it looks cool. But I understand that different people have different tastes. Okay, so we're doing a portal stand, which is the same thing that we did back in Glitchless, except we're doing it out of bounds now. So that's kind of cool. If you have anything to squeeze in, the next couple of levels are going to be the same thing. So
just a reminder that we have the Final Fantasy VII run coming up next with the the character name incentives for Cloud, Tifa, and Sid. I imagine the one for Cloud is going to be closed fairly soon. So if you want to make any changes on that, you better get in on it. Right now we have Clown at $11.23 and Darwin at $6.73. So if we have any Northern Territory people out there who want to get that one up there.
yeah, so we're in 17 now, which is usually the companion cube level. But turns out we don't need our best friend at all. We just kind of ignore our best friend. We we just go straight to the end of the level. Sorry, companion cube. But this one here, we have to go back inbounds because there's a dialogue we need to hit. So we go inbounds for a second. We peek those two portals. And then I get a save glitch again down here. Shoot that shot there. And hopefully, yep, cool. We start 19 from below the elevator as well. So, the escapes, there's a good property of them in which they have instant level change triggers. So if you go out of bounds, you can just hit them straight away. These levels are really fast to do. You just need to hit that trigger, just walk through it, and the level's done. Damn. And we're coming up into the final level already. Those escape maps were very, very short. It's kind of like a good breather at the end of Out of Bounds, because all the hard stuff's earlier on in the run. We come back inbounds to get our friend over here, because we need this guy to hit GLaDOS. There we go. So we're going to save this turret, plonk it down right there, and hit the big robot monster. I just had to hit GLaDOS another couple of times with the turret because all the cores didn't get knocked off, but that's alright. It actually ends up being faster if you hit GLaDOS a couple more times like that. Okay, I need to be careful because I want to make sure all these cores get incinerated and I don't want to go underneath the map. And time's coming up very soon. That's time. But it wouldn't be a Portal speedrun if we didn't do one more thing.
We didn't see the true companion.
Maybe. I was promised cake. Are you a big fan of cake?
Oh no, wait, I'm thinking about Portal 2.
Oh. I'm just messing up my movement here, don't worry about me. But we're using some of those tricks that we've done this whole run to get out of bounds. And then back inbounds.
Just let you know, you got a 55.06.
Ooh, not bad. Not bad for real time as well. And as you can see, the companion cube was there as well. So it turns out we do get to escape with our best friend. Friendship kind of triumphs. It's great to see. Yeah, there's nothing better than that, really, in my opinion. Turns out we're actually getting dragged back in. Yeah, that's been all main categories. Glitchless, inbounds no SLA, inbounds and out of bounds. It's a lot of content to kind of take in one run. If any of those seem interesting at all and you want to try it out, there's a super cool Discord and a super cool resource document out there where you can learn pretty much any of those tricks. There are a lot easier versions. Portal is actually a really approachable game because there's different levels of strategies that you can do for almost every chamber. Yeah, check it out if you like. I'd like to thank the team at Oz Speedruns for hosting and letting me be a part of the event. Thank you so much. Also shout out to the Portal community for teaching me everything I know. And shout out to a special 2 people that have been really, really good friends to me. And one more. Thank you, Royal Flying Doctor Service, for all the good work you do. There are so many people in rural Australia that really, really appreciate your help. So, thank you.
All right.